It's like, we got the drone back. We got the new drone. Well, not the new, but the replacement drone. I didn't want to do live in the car. I feel like every time I come to practice, I do the live in the car, and that's just boring because look at this. Look at this beautiful Tennessee sunset. It was, I think it was supposed to be 76 today. I think when we were coming home from Knoxville, Babs and I were up in Knoxville today. I think when we were coming home, it was like 81 was the high. So it was definitely warm today. And it's so funny because after winter and all those cold temps, upper 70s and 80 feels hot. Like, it feels hot. I don't know. Back in California, 80 was nothing. Like, that was a nice calm day. But I wanted to hop on here because I'm trying to plan a video out with Mandy B, the realtor, like I told y'all. But I want to get answers. So if you have questions on Tennessee real estate, I want you to drop them. I'm going to put a post on Instagram, and I'm going to put a post on my channel here. You know, as you scroll through the feed, and you'll see like a little post. I'm going to do a real estate post, and it'll say questions for Mandy, your Tennessee real estate questions or something. I'll put that there. So if you have questions on it, drop them on that post or drop them on the Instagram post. That'll just be in my feed, not a story or anything. It'll be in the feed. That way we can kind of contain all the questions and kind of narrow them down if there's duplicates or whatnot, and kind of weed out ones that maybe she doesn't have the answer to right away or she needs to look into. But that way it could be a very productive video and a valuable video to anyone looking. So that's really why I wanted to hop on here right quick, just to let y'all know I'm putting that out there, because I know a lot of people are interested. So it's interesting. They had a prescribed burn in Monroe County, I think, and then the smoke has been terrible. Like, it reminded me of California, like a wildfire. Like, it just came into the valley and just settled in the valley, and it was just, ooh, man, you woke up this morning and you just feel that mucky, musty smell, and it's just, I don't know. Well, hopefully they're gonna get it out soon, but it always does provide great sunsets, sunrises and sunsets. Smoke will do that for you. Unfortunately, you gotta deal with the smoke, but it is definitely beautiful because it's just looking good. It's a good day. It's a good day in Tennessee today. So, got to go back to work tomorrow with that house we're working on that I'm building with Justin. Got almost everything done. We just have a little bit of stuff to do in the bathroom, some odds and ends, but we got all the concrete done, the driveway's done. It's a gorgeous house, absolutely gorgeous house. So that'd be a good one too, because I've got Justin that I can pick his brain as far as construction goes for Tennessee real estate, because there are some, you know, you should knows before you buy property or something like that if you are planning on building. But Mandy will be a good resource for any current real estate or anyone looking to get real estate, because as a lot of people comment, you know, they say Maryville, the market's just crazy, and it's crazy everywhere. Like, it is crazy no matter where you go in the United States. The real estate market is insane right now. It's not just Blunt, it's not just Maryville, it's not just this area of East Tennessee. It's everywhere you go, Texas, Utah, Idaho, all of them. Like, the market is crazy, and building supplies is even more nuts. And that's a scary sign, because 2008, there was a building material shortage, and prices skyrocketed, and there were major issues with the economy, and that's kind of when everything took a poop. And wouldn't you know, we're back here in the same spot with building materials. Building materials are high everywhere. You cannot get them anywhere. A sheet of OSB is, I think, 32 bucks. It's back up to 32. OSB plywood, like a 4x8 piece of plywood, it's crap plywood. It's man-made, you know, it's junk. Like, you use it for just underlayment and stuff like that. Like, $30 freaking is insane. And they have stacks. They have pallets of them in the store. So I don't know if it's price gouging on the home improvement store side, or if there really is shortage, but who knows? Who knows what we're told anymore, right? But it's starting to get better color. I was hoping it would get some good color if I sat right here and propped this up on the drone boxes. I spent a little bit of time earlier setting the drone up, got that all connected, got the one wheel finally dialed in with the new stuff. OSB gets wet and it falls apart. That it does. It's junk plywood. Like, it's good for like putting under stuff, or if you just need like a subfloor or something that's not going to get wet. Like, and it's ridiculous that it's $30. But got the one wheel all dialed in. It's got the new colors on it. Finally got the new parts. Oh, I'm just excited. Spring is here. Spring is here, and the warmer temps are here. Was just at Maynard's today. A 2x4 was $5.75. 2 weeks ago, $7. $5.75 for a 2x4 is still insane to me. And $7's even crazier. I don't know. Building materials is, if you want to build a house right now, good luck. Definitely ain't the time. And I noticed it's interesting being out here too, like I said, with pouring the concrete of the driveway at the house we're building. What area is Justin building? Harriman. I'm not sure where Harriman is. He's kind of all over. I mean, he's mainly out Sevierville area. He does do a lot of stuff in Blunt. I know has some stuff coming up in Knoxville, so he does kind of go all over. But doing that concrete, and the concrete with the pool last year, concrete's expensive out here by the yard. Like, it's expensive compared to California. I don't know if it's just because you've got Mexico right there, and you get a lot of the concrete and cement coming up from Mexico, so the prices are cheaper, and we're out here in the middle of the country, east country. That's the rise in price. But I was shocked at a yard of concrete that was like, I want to say it was 180 bucks, and I think it was, you know, like 80 bucks in California. I could be off, but it's definitely higher. Like, it's kind of sticker shock out here. But that's all stuff to take into account when you want to build a home. There's lots of pros and cons to building a home, buying property, restrictions, all that good stuff. You can't put trailers there, versus, you know, finding good property that may already have a home on there. So small business versus big business in your area. Small business is definitely, you see small businesses pop up all over, and they do well. Like, I'm very surprised, because where we used to live in California, in South Corona, you had a little area called Dos Lagos, and anytime you saw like a little, I don't know, like a boutique thing go in there, or a one-of-a-kind store, you kind of rolled your eyes. You were like, I don't know, like, best of luck, you know. Or like a different type of restaurant, or someone starting a restaurant, you know, you obviously want them to do good in the area and keep businesses, but sure enough, like, it'd be a vacancy within a few months. Out here though, you see the business go in, and they last, because people go out and support it. People absolutely love small businesses here. They refer small businesses here. It's a great community that refers. Like, I've never seen anything like it, especially when it comes to video, for wedding video, for small business video. I have so many great people that just, they swear by me, they throw my name around. Like, I'm so appreciative to them. I can't thank them enough. But it was funny because I'm not used to it, and that's just how it works out here. So I've gotten used to that as well. Some big businesses around you. Walmart, yes, Walmart. Yeah, we're a little bit where we're at in Friendsville. We're a little bit off from like a bigger city. You know, I call Maryville a bigger city, but it's not. But I mean, it has everything. Lenoir City has everything. Knoxville has everything. Sevierville has everything. Seymour has everything. Walmart, Targets, Old Navy's, Ross, Marshalls, like all that good stuff. They have everything you can think of. And that's kind of like the area that we found. It was close enough to services, but far enough away from the city. You had Knoxville Airport here, you know. It made kind of sense as far as services went. And that was a big credit to our Uncle Jeff, who did a lot of research and ended up finding the area that he wanted to settle in, and we kind of just jumped on board with him. Yeah, it's not, the color kind of went away. It was looking really good. How's my day been? Pan-Q, Pan-Q. It's been good. How about yourself? No complaints today. I got to hang out with Babs, do a little bit of video work for her, trying to get more of her fitness stuff going. So I'm trying to support her as best I can. Oh, Parker, what's up, dude? Panda Q. I didn't know it was you, Parker. I never know who usernames are on here. I've met a few people in town, and it's funny because like I'll walk up to them, and I only know their username off of like Instagram, like where we've been having conversations or something, and I'm like, oh hey, Joe Schmo Pants 39, how are you? And he's, oh yeah, my name's Ryan. Like, so it's always fun meeting people and seeing the names on here and getting used to them. I saw something about the Plateau, Murfreesboro. It's a good area. I like it. It's just too flat, and there's a lot of weather up there. A little more than I want to deal with. I need to have a buddy on, Rich. He lives south of Murfreesboro. No, south of Franklin. Same general area. But they recently moved here. They were in California at one point, moved to Hawaii, moved from Hawaii to Tennessee. So that would be he'd be a good person to have because he'll give us a good viewpoint on Middle Tennessee. I actually have a couple people in Middle Tennessee that would be fantastic to have on here, just to give that perspective versus East Tennessee, because up on the plateau it's a whole different story as far as weather goes, as far as land and all that kind of stuff goes as well. Being closer to the city, having more access to things, being closer to Nashville, again, being red, blue, you know, like if that is on your mind. Randy Roberg, I'm the dude from La Crescenta, California. Randy, is there any relationship to Brandon Roberg? I remember Brandon from church, but I was wondering, that's one question I want to ask you. Are you full-time YouTube? I wish, buddy. Man, I wish all I could do is run around and make YouTube videos and make a living off of this, but I don't. It's fun though. No relation to Brandon? Okay, I just thought I'd check, because I saw Roberg. Let's see, what else? To avoid tornadoes and in the Eastern time zone. Yeah, and that's another one too, Eastern time zone. If you're going East Tennessee, you gotta remember there's a different time zone. We're 45 minutes east of the time zone, so it doesn't really affect us that bad. But like this weekend, Mackenzie has a game in Cookeville, so it's like a 50-minute drive to Cookeville, but you cross the time change, so it's kind of funny. You really don't have to leave until the time you have to be there, so it takes some getting used to going back and forth. But obviously going there is better than coming home, because you gain the hour, so it's not as late, but when you come back, it's almost like a 2-hour. Do you know anything about the youth hockey scene around Knoxville? No, I don't know a lot about it, but I do know there is an ice skating rink that we go to, that the girls actually have indoor soccer. It's like an indoor soccer thing. I wish I knew the name offhand right now, but I don't. Shoot, I'm trying to think of where it is. It's right here off of, if you look up Watt Road and Farragut, and if you search ice hockey Farragut, you'll find it. It's this little place. Like, we walk in there and there's 2 rinks. People are playing ice hockey all the time, figure skating, all that stuff. Meanwhile, they have soccer going off, indoor soccer. So when it's like super cold and they throw the girls in there during the winter time, you sit there and watch hockey. Like I played hockey for like a year when I was a kid. I really wanted to play Pasadena Maple Leafs, but hockey was just like super expensive, and there's no way my mom could have afforded it. And plus, that's kind of small, but I love hockey. Like, I would love to get a pair of skates and go play like an adult league. Maybe I'll do that. Learn a lesson or two and get checked on the wall. But yeah, they got a lot of sports. Let's see. Looking for an area that has houses with basements or an acre of land. Yeah, it's pretty much everywhere. A lot of these places have, Randy, I saw that Columbia. I don't know much about Columbia. Basements, there are a lot of basements. Not so much furnished basements, like, you know, thinking of, you know, an actual story and furnished area. A lot of them are like storage. Maybe it's like a 5-foot ceiling or a 4-foot ceiling, and people use that for storage areas. But a lot of these places do have basements. But then a lot of them are modulars or trailers that are brought in. And again, from what I've heard, you can't put those on a basement just because of the support. structure. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. That'd be a good question for Justin though. But a lot of places do have the basements. Like I said, they're more of like a cellar, like storage area, or like if you think canning, like that kind of stuff. We don't have one. The neighbor does have one. And then obviously Aunt has a couple over there. So, I mean, if weather were to get intense or something were to hit the fan, like we do have a couple of options, but we don't have one. And we're actually a stick framed house. So there's nothing we could really do. You don't want to go under a house in a crawl space unless you know that that house is attached to the foundation, which I'm gonna say 99%, like ours isn't. How's the fried chicken? The fried chicken is amazing. If you ever visit this area, Blunt, Maryville, go to Lee's Chicken. Lee's Chicken is fantastic. Lee's Chicken is one of our favorites. 2 Doors Down. That's a good story behind 2 Doors Down right there. I love that little part of Broadway in the summertime is so good. They do Friday Night Lights and just summers in Maryville. Like food trucks come, and I remember the first time we came, we went to one of the Friday Night Lights thing. And they have the whole street blocked off, little downtown Maryville. Food trucks are there, DJs playing, music going. You have 2 Doors Down, you have Bracken's, like 2 little bars right there. You have what is Blue Tick now, wasn't Blue Tick, but I remember they had, they were out there selling cans of beer. Like, cause you could just walk around the street and have a beer, you know? And we were there with Aunt and all of them. And I remember I went, what's the best place for Mexican food? Los Amigos. We just went there today. It's my favorite place. That's just personal preference though. They're from Anaheim, so they got that SoCal flair. Anyways, walk around downtown Maryville, and you go and you get these beers, and I remember going up to them, and we had Aunt and them with us, and I was like, oh, okay, like, you know, I'm thinking like a couple people, there were a handful of people in the group that wanted a beer, 5 or 6, right? So I asked the guy, I said, hey, is it 2 per ID? And I remember he looked at me so weird, like, that's just what we know, two beverages per ID. Like, that's what we know in California. Like, that's almost anywhere, really. But then, like, they were just like, nah, how many do you need? I was like, well, I need 6. He's like, here you go. I was like, oh, okay, thanks. Walked off. It was just pretty cool. Yeah, Los Amigos, you gotta try it out. It's a small business. We love the owner. He's an awesome guy. He's always walking around. You know, I love that about small businesses, especially restaurants, when you get an owner that walks around the restaurant and checks in, asks how everything is. You know, I just love that feel when you get an owner that actually cares about the restaurant. Best chicken wings, Craven Wings in Seymour. That has become our favorite. That is our go-to. It's about a 45-minute drive for us, but it is, they don't skimp out on the sauce. It's great sauces. They have so many different flavors. It's not like a Buffalo Wild Wings type dry chicken. I mean, I like Buffalo Wild Wings every now and then, but Craven Wings is definitely worth the check out in Seymour. Los Amigos, though, is definitely our favorite just because, like someone just said, as long as it's authentic, it's authentic. They're from Anaheim. They settled here in the 80s. I really want to do a video with them. I haven't approached him yet about the video, but I will. I want to do a video with them because they got a cool story. Memphis, no, I have not been to Memphis. We've only drove through a handful of times, and it's always been at night. And 2 of the times there were riots closing down the freeway, and we just didn't want to hang out, so we just kept going. How close is the nearest Costco? I am probably 8 minutes from a Costco right now, and we're about 20 minutes from the house, so I'd say 30 minutes. How do the girls like schools? Well, they're in school. That's a big difference. They absolutely love it. Any neighborhoods or suburbs in Knoxville, did that say? I missed that. I think that's what it said. Farragut, as beautiful as this place is, it is developing so fast, and it looks like a California track house. It looks like track houses. There's a Trader Joe's in Knoxville. Don't be scared. We still have Trader Joe's out here. That was a big one. Renting versus buying in the area, I don't know. That's a good one to mark down for Mandy. That's a good one we need to come back to. Any good Chinese food in the area? Yes. There is, I can never remember these names. I just know where to go. So if you look at, if you go into Maryville where Target is, what is the name? I forget the name. If you go to where Target is in Maryville, there's a little sushi place right there next to, why can I not think of any of these places right now? There's a Calhoun's there, and Casual Pint. It's right there. Whatever's next to that. Great little, again, family-run spot. They've been doing absolutely fantastic during this whole pandemic. They've been closed down, but they've been doing to-go orders, and it's been busier than heck. And it makes me so happy to see them busy and just getting business and just staying afloat. But it's one of the greatest spots. The girls love the chow mein. They love the sushi there. It's really cool. Is Tennessee 100% open like Florida and the others? No. Knoxville, Memphis, they are all still, there's all different health, there's six separate health departments if you think for all the big cities: Knoxville, Memphis, Chattanooga, Nashville, all that stuff. They kind of do their own thing. Everybody else follows the other, I think it's 89 counties follow the state health board. It's been interesting to kind of watch how these things are unfolding now. Blount County has never had a mask mandate. We've never had a mask mandate. Maryville has never had a mask mandate. Friendsville has never had a mask mandate. There are private stores that do have mask mandates. If you go into Knoxville, it's a mask mandate, but I've never worn a mask. So I don't know. I've never been really confronted on it. I've had a couple people say stuff like today on my Instagram, like what I was saying on Instagram. But it's been pretty lax. The girls have a mask mandate at school since they came back from winter break. Cases have been down. I think we had 5 cases today in Blount County. So is there a decent farmer's market vibe? There is absolute farmer's market vibe. Tuesdays, Greenback Farmer's Market. Saturdays, you have, which they haven't started yet. They start in the next week or so. Maryville has 2 downtown. They have the one on Broadway that's a farmer's market, and then they also have one at the library that's farmer's market. There is a farmer's market up in Knoxville that's normally at Market Square, but that has since moved to the Civic Center for the time being with COVID and whatnot. So it's gonna go back to Market Square, which if you're visiting and you go to Knoxville, Market Square is a great area because it on Gay Street has tons of great restaurants. Downtown Grill is our favorite there. Tons of great restaurants, bars, cruise farms, ice cream, all kinds of cool stuff, a bunch of cool shops, all that kind of stuff. Favorite burger place? Burgers in Lenoir City, for sure. That's a fantastic place. It's just a big burger, great toppings. Opinion of Lenoir City and Oak Ridge, I like both. I tell people all the time, I'm like, look, everyone's like zoned in on Maryville. Like there are so many great spots. You go out to Seymour, you can get tons of land. Lenoir City's fantastic. Sweetwater's fantastic. Oak Ridge is fantastic. There's all kinds of stuff outside of where it's popular. Is the Chinese place Lemongrass? No, Lemongrass though always is packed. We have not been to Lemongrass. No, I'm in out. I think you're saying In and Out, Randy. No, there's not. Closest one is Texas. Unfortunately, and that's a 12-hour drive. We already looked it up. So we definitely had our share of In and Out when we were back in California a couple weeks ago. Oh, you asked if I went to CV. Well, you asked where I went. I went to CV. Venora Loudon thoughts. Again, Von Orr, I'm going to get yelled at. It's Von Orr. It's a great area. That's our favorite place where we take the boat down to. You go down there by Cherokee and stuff down there. I love Tellico Lake, that end of it. When you start to go over towards Chilhowie, I'm going to get yelled at for that one too. That's a beautiful area. Like we're going to end up getting some land on the river somewhere, and it's going to be Watts Bar Lake. I love Watts Bar. Like it is absolutely beautiful. When you go up to Kingston, you drop your boat in off the 40 in Kingston and you go down Watts Bar Lake, you just go for days. There's all kinds of inlets. It's just, we had it to ourselves, like just having a blast wakeboarding. Any good realtors for land purchases? I don't. I mean, I don't know if Mandy does or not. Mandy B, if you look her up on Instagram, she's kind of my go-to for everything realty. Somebody said something about Greenbelt. I just missed that. Can I don't think. Can you explain Greenbelt land in Tennessee? Okay, yeah. So Greenbelt land in Tennessee, you can get a break on your property taxes. So it's kind of like being a farmer too. If you have certain livestock and show like you are trying to raise livestock, or you're doing like gardening and farming and all that stuff, you can get a break on property taxes. I know like Uncle does hay and all sorts of stuff and has horses and all that stuff, so that does apply to him. We don't have it. I think we could get it with all the chickens and the pigs and the gardening and stuff and the eggs and all that, but I haven't really looked into it. Again, property taxes aren't like crazy out here, so it hasn't really been on my mind, but it is definitely something to look into. If you're thinking about having some land, definitely look into the Greenbelt. It's just planning and making sure you have more trees on your land, and just it's bettering the area. So let's see what else we got. I think that's it. I think Taylor's done. I think she's walking over here. I'm gonna get yelled at. But like I said, okay, when I first started, in case y'all missed it, I'm gonna put a post on my channel feed for real estate questions. I'm gonna put a post on Instagram on my feed for real estate questions. Put all your questions there for Mandy, so when Mandy and I do the video, we'll be able to have plenty of questions and provide you guys some solid answers. But that is it from East Tennessee, y'all. Taylor! She's on me. All right, that's it. Appreciate it.